Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jo Ellul, good morning. Fab Naredi, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine Sandra, everybody, good morning. Good morning, you lot. It's Friday. Shake your bums. Come on in here and welcome to the show at Wise Up Show with me, your host, Dani Wallace. I hope you are feeling good today. I don't know what the weather's doing where you are. We don't have the shit weather board right now. It's over at the new gap. I don't know if I told you all, but I've got a new house. It's beautiful outside. It is a glorious sunshiny day here in the northwest of England. Please tell me what the weather is doing where you are in the world. Good morning to you. I hope you're feeling good this morning, because I am, because this is the only bit of work I'm doing all weekend. And it isn't even work, is it? It's just me jumping over here, going live with you lot, having a little bit of a chat, having a chat to one of my mates, and then off I pop into the DMs of Easter weekend, sliding in there like a hot cross bun. I hope you are good. Come on, tell me in the comments, how are you doing? You're very quiet this morning. Who's first past the post? Come on, get commenting, you lot. I find it very strange. Normally we've got loads of comments by this point that you're watching. I can see you. Where are we streaming to? We're streaming in 4 places this morning. We are streaming to my private page. We're streaming to the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook. We're streaming in the Hive, and we're also streaming over on YouTube. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from in the world. Let me know what the weather's doing where you are. Here you are, all flooding in now this morning. Good morning, Rachel Bell. It's sunny where you are watching the show, then off out into nature. Sounds like a plan. Good morning, Becky. I got my Move Be Queens on this morning, including our guest, Nicholas Smith. Good morning, my angel. Who's this Facebook user? Give StreamYard permission. Let us see your beautiful face. Let's see who you are. Hi, Ems. How are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. So yesterday I shared with you something that I didn't realize was quite as strange as what it was until you lot told me it was strange. So we was talking about Easter, and we was talking about Easter traditions. No, she's not open. Annicola's not opened the curtains yet to look out the window. Could be doing anything in Warwickshire. I hope it's sunshiny and beautiful. It is up here in Preston today. It's gorgeous. So yesterday, we were talking about at the top end of the show Easter traditions and the things that you do as families. We do these at all of the pastimes, don't we? We always have kind of traditions that we have with our families, with our friends when it comes to pastime. So Christmas, for example, lots of us have in the run up. We have elves that come and live with us, and all sorts of crazy things that we do. And I was sharing with you about the Victorian tradition at Easter in Preston, where everyone goes to this park called Avon Park and they roll their eggs down the hill. But when we can't do that, my family and I, when it was raining, we couldn't make it to Avon Park to roll our eggs down the hill, would roll our eggs down the stairs. And you lot thought that, and you wouldn't be wrong, you lot thought that I was batshit. Then we were talking about hot cross buns, and another one of my friends gets her kids to shout at the buns to make them cross, and then she makes them hot, and then they have hot cross buns. So they'll say to the buns, "Oh, look at you, you stupid raisins. Your lines are all wonky. Look at you, you stupid bun." Make the buns really cross, then make them hot, and then they have hot cross buns. But I would really love to know, what have you got planned for this weekend? What are you up to this weekend? Amy Blaine is watching me from the Tesco's this morning. Good morning to everybody in Tesco's. It is sunny but chilly in Glasgow. I reckon it's going to heat up through the course of the day today. I can feel it in my waters. I can feel spring has truly sprung. We're starting to really feel it now. So yeah, I want to know what are your Easter I couldn't say this yesterday and I can't say it today and I don't know why. Easter traditions. What are your Easter traditions in your families? And what are you up to this weekend? What have you got planned? So today, we're having a bit of a kind of a DIY type day. I'm going to go over to Dunelm Mill. I've ordered some curtains, some essential curtains from Essential Dunelm. I'm going to go pick up my essential curtains and put them up so people can't see into the house. And then we're just going to plan and we're going to do some crafty type things, I think, with the kids and that sort of stuff. And then on Sunday, we are gonna I'm gonna do an egg hunt for my reds and my flowers in the garden, which is really exciting. We do the bunny dance. The bunny dance. What's the bunny dance? So we need to get Emma McLaren to do a video of the bunny dance and put it into the IATQB Hive. If you're not a member of the IATQB Hive, by the way, get yourself in there. It's my free community where we share our successes and our challenges. If you ever need to do a shout out for somebody, if you need somebody's help, I don't know, hey, I need an accountant, tag an accountant, that sort of stuff. You can go and search for people. And it's a brilliant network. It's fantastic. We've got each other's backs in there. It's Fishy Friday for Good Friday. Fish on a Friday. Who does fish on a Friday for Good Friday? That is a good shout. I'm here for Fish on a Friday. I might do something a bit posh. I've been watching MasterChef with the flowers this week. Has anyone else been watching MasterChef? And I've got a hankering now. You said that I want to make some scallops and some posh stuff. I'll post some pictures later of my food because you'll be dead happy if I do that one. Dead helpful things that I do on social media, like post pictures in my house and what I'm having for my tea. Enough of that. There's some things that I really want to tell you this morning. Other than that, I throw chocolate eggs downstairs and stuff. And what I do want to tell you is that ticket sales to Be Inspired are now off the shizzle. So loads of you yesterday off of the back of the conversation that I had with Jojo Smith from Creative Sass. It was an absolute firecracker. We went all around the houses. It was a brilliant show yesterday. Really, really incredible energy. But we off of the back of it, you guys went crazy for Be Inspired tickets. I was like, yes, fantastic. So many of you decided that you on the 22nd and 23rd of April are going to show up, wise up and rise up for yourselves. Instead of just coming to watch the show in the morning and see me be a bit silly, actually come and do some personal and business development, which I'm really, really excited about. So if you haven't got your ticket yet, just put ticket in the comments of wherever you are and I will send you a link and get you hooked up. So it's £89 per ticket. £89 per ticket. That's for 2 days access to 22 speakers for life. And also, there are a ton of bonuses from each of our speakers as well. So lots of mini courses, additional training videos, PDFs, workbooks, loads and loads of stuff. So you just think like a stack of personal and business development for £89. So come on, get your tickets, get yourself sorted out. I think it's going to be, no, I don't think, I know it is going to be insanely incredible. So please make sure you get your tickets. That's your shout for tickets this morning. We are doing more speaker reveals over the course of the next week, so keep your peepers peeled. We will be sharing with you more topics. We will be sharing with you more of our incredible speakers. You've already heard from lots of them already, but we will be revealing more and telling you more about what each of our speakers are going to be sharing with you in on the Queen Bee Daddy page on Facebook, in the Hive, and also on the show. Emma McLaren wants a ticket. Fantastic. If any of you guys have got an affiliate ticket and want to share an affiliate link and want to share that with Ems, please feel free whilst I'm on the live and I'm otherwise engaged with my guest, who is a phenomenal human being, who is not just a phenomenal singer. So we've got somebody from showbiz joining us this morning, but also she is a phenomenal human being. Her story is incredible. She's also a member of my Move Bee cohort from this time. So we've been working together for a couple of weeks now, as I have with some of you that are watching. So hello to where are my Move Bee queens? Come and say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're there. Come and show some support to your Move Bee sister. But we've got the voice empowerment coach. We've got Jo Ellul joining us in the show. Good morning.
Hi. What are you doing?
Hello.
I was welling up. I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm so thrilled you're on the show. Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show, Jo. Before we get cracking, I have hoodie envy, even though I love my IATQB hoodie that you can get from the IATQB website, by the way. But you've got one of the multitasking sister hoodies from Jugglewear. So we have Bex Jeffrey on from
nice.
Jugglewear.
Thumb holes.
Oh, they
Can't
got
remember
thumb holes.
Right. So 90s, but I love it.
I enjoy a thumb hole. And I remember when I was at school, my school jumpers employing the use of scissors to create thumb holes. But why do we do that? Why do we like thumb holes?
Totally impractical when I'm washing my hands so much. Keep forgetting.
Right. Or doing the washing up. But it's a comfy thing. It feels nice having your thumbs in the thumb holes. If any of you know out there, by the way, why that was ever a thing, you can show it. I don't have thumb holes. I feel like I need thumb holes. I'm living vicariously through you and your hoodie thumb holes this morning. But if any of you know the purpose of these things, please would you let us know in the comments. We've got Becky Plank in the morning. She's here this morning. She's on Move Beat. Morning, Bex. So Jo.
Yes.
Hoodies aside, tell us about what it is that you do.
Well, now I'm a voice empowerment coach, and this has come about over a lot of soul searching about what it is I want to do and what lights me up. And I have discovered that is helping other people find their voice and connect to it, and then use that to speak up, speak their truth, to show up, to go live if they want to sing if they want to maybe tell someone to do one if they need to. And it's amazing to finally be in this space, because it's taken a long time to get to this. I'm a singer. I also have helped other musicians create their covers bands get set up properly, because I've seen it done badly so many times.
Yeah.
And then over the last year, I've been teaching confidence through singing, and it's kind of all led to this point now. But all through that time, I was like, still something I'm not getting. Like I'm not still something clicking. I'm searching for. Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is, because we being from the circuit myself, so spending the last sort of 8 or 9 years, it's certainly in the Northwest and through the UK, sort of on the circuit, being a singer, doing the weddings, doing the social clubs, doing the pubs, everything, you name it. The online world in which we live here right now, in our little corner of the internet, is like a little bubble, but so is the performance space.
Totally.
And there is so much actually that we can learn from each other. And I think what you're doing is you're providing this really great crossover. And I think that's one of the reasons why I went into public speaking coaching specifically, because you realize that actually your voice is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah. It connects you to yourself. It connects you to the people around you. The thing I love about singing is connecting with the audience. So I love that. It's different every gig, isn't it? So and you can really feel it when it's going well, and there's no feeling like it. And the thing I've always said, if one person goes home happier than they came in, then I've done my job.
Right.
That's how I feel about what I do at the moment as well.
So it's quite easy. So us sat here is sort of helping people utilize their voice, like in our own fields. It's quite easy for us to kind of get to grips with that, and we can see, because we viscerally feel it every single day. So you with the work that you do, me with the work that I do, it's just a part of what we do. What about for somebody out there that hasn't thought about this before? What would you? How would we speak to them and tell them how important this is?
I've been thinking a lot about this actually. So, and we do not realise how much we think other people do know, and they don't, if that makes sense. So, to me, I kind of lost it for a bit. So I kind of feel where some people are now, and some people may never have had it. And when I lost it, I felt very disconnected, and I kind of withdrew, and I wasn't talking to my family as well. I wasn't talking to my friends as well, and I just got really insular. And I really found that I couldn't move forward in anything that I was doing, because I couldn't get clarity on anything, because I couldn't even discuss what I needed to do. So that's why I understand now how important it is as well, because finding it again, it's like light bulb moments all the time. Like, that's what I want to do, and discussing things with people, and talking to people, and connecting to people, and actually learning to connect with myself and talk to myself. It sounds a bit crazy, but you know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm learning conversations with myself. And that's how I found the clarity of what I'm doing, and how I found the energy and the motivation to actually move forward every day in what I'm doing, be that business or personal or with my family and friends. And when I didn't have that, it was draining. It was draining trying to work out what I was doing every day, and it was draining not having that connection with people. And it's just massively important.
Hugely important. And there's two like aspects, I think anyway. I don't know what you think, Jo. There's two like aspects to voice. So we've got the actual speaking, so the thinking about what it is that you want to say, and then saying the things that you want to say. And then there's the physicality of your voice as well. So I help people more often than not with content. So even though I'm a singer, I've never been a voice coach, never been a vocal coach, I can talk to people a bit about the physicality of it and know the importance of it. But actually, when we don't recognize often how important the physicality of our voice is, like how important that is. If we think about when, if for example, you're introducing yourself, and you're introducing yourself in a way that's quite quiet, and you don't move your mouth very much, and you can't really tell what you're saying, and you're like this, that has an impact on how seriously you're taken. It has an impact on how you're perceived, whether we like it or not. But from a wider point of view, not everybody has the patience to really listen when if you're mumbling and bumbling, or if you haven't got the physicality of your voice right as well. So the content is one thing, but understanding that, like, you've got to open up your chest, that you've got to actually take a breath and allow the volume to come out of your mouth. When you do,
I'm really sad. That kind of stuff, it really excites me. So, like, the science of it as well. So I'm always
love the science.
I love the science, but also a bit of a weird one. But with my singing clients, I'm always getting them to put the fingers in the mouth, which my vicar used to do with us when we were at church. Like,
oh God,
three fingers in, not opening your mouth wide enough. So I was brought up in church. Not literally in the church, but you know what I mean. Till I was 14, I started questioning things. But our vicar was amazing. So we used to go to choir practice, and he'd be like, "If you can't get your 3 fingers in, your mouth's not wide enough, and you're not expressing yourself enough." And it makes a massive difference. Like, when I help clients, if they want to go to record or something, and it's like, when you're in the studio, put your arms back or in the air, and open up your chest. Can't talk now. And that just the more power you get out of it. And recently I've been helping a lady to learn metal screaming. She's 53.
Whoa.
She's awesome.
53 years old, metal screaming.
She's metal screaming.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is linking your brain to the anatomy of it. So you have to explain the anatomy of it to get them to see it, to actually connect. And it's that connection. And once they get that, you can do so much with it. And watching the transformation of, she was very, like, she'd been told as a child to shut up, basically, and that she couldn't sing.
Girl,
and now she's
all this sort of stuff.
Now she's
everyone's putting their fingers in the mouth now.
I think 3 is a lot, actually. Maybe we should
a lot of fingers. I don't even know where this is going. But
if you just joined us, that's going to look really weird.
If you've just joined us, this is a very serious show talking about very serious topics like confidence and how to reach your voice and be more confident. But yeah, it is interesting how things like resonance, things like articulation, things like all of the things that we think about as singers. So as professional singers, these are things that we think about on the daily anyway. But actually, when it comes to speaking and sharing your mission or sharing your requirements, one of the things that we talk about in Move B is actually, how to communicate the things that you want, be it from like a sex and relationships point of view or from a co-worker point of view or an employment point of view. Actually, how we articulate ourselves is can directly feed the confidence that we have. If you think, like I was saying to you, if you're talking like this and you're mumbling and you're not opening your gob or
I was for a long time. For the last few years, I have been a bit not. I just didn't eye contact as well. I couldn't look at anybody. Either even in the online space, I was still a bit like, oh no, and and I probably was speaking a bit mumbling, and it totally changes the way obviously people perceive you, and you're not then heard and you're not taken seriously, and I just love it, all that side of it.
It's amazing, and making those few tweaks actually make the world of difference by standing up straighter, opening out your chest, by opening your mouth wider, allowing yourself to just speak with that little bit more volume. These tiny tweaks actually feed the confidence in yourself and that of those people around you. And you don't ever have to have changed anything. You don't ever have to have learned anything different. You're not delivering, you've got all of the information that makes you the expert in your field up here. You've got it all, so you're just changing the physicality, and that makes a huge difference. Metal screaming, Becky's saying the new power posing for confidence. I love it. We've got Gabriella's here. Good morning, Gabriella. Something I'm struggling with a lot is not reading my notes and saying a lot. Do you have any tips? I do, but Jo, do you?
No, I'm terrible for it. No, second. I think if you've written if you have notes, try and just like do really pinpoint what you're saying. Don't write a whole paragraph or something, because then you're trying to read it while you're doing it. Like if you have words on stage, some people. So make sure you've got like pinpoints. Go through it beforehand so it's in your head, and breathe. It's about breathing. So take the time to breathe. Take the time to know where you're going to breathe. If you've got something you need to read, know where you're going to put your breaths. But if you're just speaking like this, it's really easy to get carried away and excited, because I'm excited. So you're like, and then you start to ventilate a little bit. So make sure you're conscious of relaxing. Even when you're singing, you sing better when you're relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get more out of your body, and the breath control is better. And if you take some time before you're going to do any kind of speaking and really connect to your diaphragm, slow down, slow the breathing, and be aware of that as you're talking. Take a breath. You appear a lot more calm, and there's less end.
Exactly. So for me, there's two things going on there as well. So we've got that relaxation happening and you feel better. Actually, we forget. Have you ever come across one of those like memes and you'll be scrolling through and it'll say like, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, exhale, and you didn't even realize you were holding your breath. Like, okay.
I just did it now, to be fair, because I've got quite excited this morning, and then you're like, actually,
okay. But the two bits that are at play when you're speaking, Gabriella, aren't connected. So your word finding and your emotions when you're speaking aren't connected. It takes a minute. Well, it doesn't take a whole minute. It takes like a half a second or a second for the word finding logical part of your brain to catch up with your emotional brain. So from an emotion point of view, you'll know what you want to say. You kind of want to emote and you want people to feel the thing that you want to say, but it takes the logical bit of your brain that holds all the words that you know, and there are lots of them. It takes it a second to go through the filing cabinet, go, hang on, she needs to use this word and this word and this word. It's like this trying to catch up. So what it does, it makes you and it makes you and it gives you vocal tics, and it makes you or obviously, and that gives your brain like half a second to find the right words and then give you the right words so that you can convey the emotion. So doing those things in tandem, that relaxing, that slowing down, not only does that allow you to calm the fuck down, because we need to when we're talking, it allows you to give gravitas. It allows you to create weight to what it is that you're saying. And I don't know about you, Jo, we speak a lot faster than we give ourselves credit for, right?
Yeah. It took me a long time to realise that and try and slow down.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, slowing down, and that has a number of effects. So one, it allows your word finding to catch up with you, so you stop humming, and actually you just start to relax a little bit. And when
And
you
enjoy
relax,
it more. You enjoy it more.
yeah,
But do you
100%.
find that on stage as well, though, with musicians? When musicians get excited, you're playing a song twice as fast as it was in rehearsal, and you really have to you just
all of a sudden
aggressive.
you've got to the end of a 45-minute set in 10 minutes and you don't know what's going
How do your songs? What are you doing?
Nicholas saying I speak way too fast. Slowing down is really hard to do. Yeah.
It takes practice, but the more you do it, the better you get. And not just in like live speaking situations. If you try and do it like on an everyday thing, especially if your kids are winding you up or someone like you're having a conversation with someone, constantly be thinking, I'm just going to slow down here and take my time, because you're going to be heard better. If you're trying to convey something to someone, you want them to actually listen. Take your time, relax about it. Don't be like in your face, which can be really easy.
Gabriella's just saying this is so helpful. Thank you so much. Slowing down and breathing. I'm going to work on that. It's just so interesting, these small incremental changes that we can make, be it in our physicality.
Also, I do think a big thing of mine at the moment as well is letting go of the negativity. So I also do like sounds a bit woo woo, but a throat chakra clearing, energy clearing. It's amazing. Just
tell us.
And I did it. There's a lady in my business group with Kate Davis.
I love Kate Davis. She's one of our
honestly, since meeting Kate it's online last year, the positivity that she creates has been incredible.
She's a life changer,
awesome lady. In her membership, there's a lady, and she'd never done any singing. She was nervous about public speaking or going live, and so I created this session for her with the chakra throat clearing, and it's a lot. We do like a body scan and relaxation, and then it's about thinking about, like, you basically hold a ball of light here, and we go through things that you want to like get rid of, and you, as the light gets brighter, you're letting go of the negativity. I mean, that's it. I've put it in a very nutshell, but
yeah,
it's incredible the results, like just letting go of the cack.
For anxiety sufferers, we often hold things in our bodies in different places. If any of you are suffering with anxiety out there, you'll often, I know you I mean, Jo, you'll probably go through this with people, but you check in, where in the body are you feeling it? Often it's up here.
Tension, like a ball.
So I would find if things weren't great at home and I weren't articulating myself at home, like I'd be losing my voice, and my voice would get much more scratchy, much more easily, or I would get a nervous cough. I'd be constantly clearing my voice when I'm nervous. Say, if I've got a big audition coming up or I've got a big gig coming up, sometimes I get that feeling. And that's because
I'd always lose my voice.
So much tension up here, and nothing to do with the fact that I'm like abusing my voice.
No, but you know what happens is when you're stressed and when you're holding that tension there, then you're having to work harder to make sound, and that in turn it can actually physically it alters your vocal cords. So they're getting inflamed, and if your vocal cords are inflamed or out of line, you can lose your voice. It can change your voice. It can actually give you physical pain. So getting that back to normal and the cords back in line is a massive thing. Yeah. With I've been doing some work with long COVID sufferers, and that long COVID seems to have actually affected vocal cords, and that some people are saying that it's the vagus nerve, which is like from the base of your skull, goes all the way around, connecting really to really important things and down to your diaphragm.
Mhm.
And they're saying that it's affected the nervous system and the vagus nerve a lot. So people are coming back with clear tests, clear chest X-rays, clear scans, everything, but they've completely lost their voice.
Yeah.
They've got pain in the voice, or they're struggling to breathe properly. And what I'm seeing, a lot of that is to do with vocal cords and that kind of area. So that's been really interesting.
I mean, for many was the whole sort of COVID, long COVID thing is fascinating, and scary, and all of those things that go with it. But I mean, for the nerds among us, like I'm like, really, oh my God, that's amazing.
Well, it's been eye-opening because I mean, I got COVID in November, thought I'd got away with it really easy, and then over Christmas got hit with long COVID. Couldn't do anything. I was so tired, and couldn't speak properly, and breathlessness was horrific. And it was only doing like the things I do with my singing clients that improved that. Like I couldn't speak like this a few months ago.
As a singer, Jo, was that scary?
Really scary. I stopped all my work. I stopped anything online because I didn't think I could serve my clients properly. And in the back of my head's going, what if that is it now? I can't ever sing again. And I got actually quite depressed about it for a couple of weeks, and then thought, sort yourself out.
How we identify ourselves, isn't it? I mean, as singers or as a speaker, in both ways. For me, without my voice, I'm gonna struggle. I'm glad I'm good at writing. Not everybody is blessed in that particular area. I know that if the worst come to the worst and I wasn't able to speak, then I can write. But what fills me up and what helps me give energy is by sharing my voice, and that must have been really scary.
Yeah, massively scary. And it was at a time I was just finding my feet again as well. So it was a bit of a setback, and I was just like, this is rubbish. And then, universe. But then I was like, that I can talk my clients through things. So I started doing a bit of work online again, and realised how much that was helping with my breathlessness and things. So then I set up a group for people. There's like some guides in there. It's basically really, like you say, really, really simple breathing techniques and tweaks just to help them with the breathlessness, improve their lung capacity. I'm doing the vocal chakra clearing with a lady next week as well, which I'm quite excited about.
Yeah.
And the response from that's been amazing. They all send me the little videos of I did like straw phonitation with them as well. You know, where you blow into the water.
Yeah.
Because that's really good for your vocal cords. In fact, that's a really good exercise to do before public speaking.
Well, so I've got in the car when I was gigging, I've got in the center console, I got loads of straw. I'm driving along like this with a straw in my creating that reverse pressure on
just with a straw, or have you got water?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I have water, sometimes I do like the bubbling in the water, like where it kind of massages. But if I'm like going along, I can't hold the water in my mouth and drive at the same time because I get pulled over. So I
always end up splashing myself. That's not good when you drive.
if you do it in a bottle that's too full, that does and has happened. But yeah, having a straw, and I only came across straw therapy a couple of years ago. And that was an absolute revelation.
It is. It's so beneficial for lots of different things. It's really, I think it's one of my favourite things to do with, especially with the long COVID group, because it's quite gentle as well. You don't have to go. You can make it harder. But I'm not going to explain it all now, but yeah.
But you when you do that, it's these things that we just take for granted until it's affected. And this is the same for most things that we take breathing for granted, and blinking for granted, and sneezing for granted, and farting for granted, and all of these things. Like why am I going here? So my stepdad, for example, I had cancer of the colon and had to have a stoma fitted. So he's all sewn up, so you can't fart anymore. And I was like, oh God, that must be really weird. That we don't.
I can't even say that word, Dani. I have to say Trump. I can't say that.
I can't say
there's like 3 words that I can't say, and that's one of them. It's really weird.
There are lots of words for it, but he can't do that anymore. He can't pass wind anymore, because he's sewn up. And I was like, these are the things that when the ability is taken away from us, or when it's affected in some way, shape, or form, you forget just how incredible the human body is and how much is going on in the human body at any one time. So, you know, when you do lose your voice, or when you have had these experiences with long COVID, and when it's making me want to breathe, like anything affecting the respiratory system, and having to provide more. Louise, she won't say fart either. She was brought up not to say, but she can say fuck all day long. Why not? She's dropping the fucks and buggers all over the place, but she can't say fart. Oh God.
We're starting something now.
We knew it were going to be like this anyway this morning. We knew it were going to be like this. So
that's why I wanted.
Having this group, and for the people out there that have suffered from this, and there's a number of people that I know, like directly, speakers, Toastmasters, celebrants, who they're experiencing long COVID. You can hear in their voice the loss of power that they had previously, and it's very scary. So if you are watching out there and you have had this experience, please do go and check Jo out, and the help that she provides in a group is absolutely phenomenal. Where is the group? What is the group called? How do we get involved?
Called Long COVID Support Through Singing. It's mainly breath techniques, but we will be doing some singing eventually. I'll put the link in the
please
comments if that's all right.
Please do. So talking of COVID, we've had 12 months in lockdown. How, as a performer, have you found that?
Really hard. I was just getting back into my stride, because it's the longest I've had. So I had my son 4 years ago. Long story short, came out of a very abusive relationship. I'm fine to talk about stuff because I think people should. It helps other people.
Yeah, you're in the safest space in the world to do that.
And that, like I said, that's when I kind of lost my voice as well, and lost me, really. I had to kind of relearn who I was. And I was just getting back into my stride, and allowing a big thing for me was allowing someone else to look after my son, even though it was my family, my support unit. I felt like I was doing something bad by not being there for him. And he was like 3, coming up to 3 by then. So I was just getting back into it and loving the gigs, and getting loads of work back in, and then it's all gone. And it's like
the chair being their leg being kicked out from underneath you. So many has experienced it in that way as well. And I know there are lots of performers that watch this show and have seen that singing online just isn't the same.
Well, I can't. A little in the beginning, I was really like, I really want to do it. I'm missing out. I had massive FOMO, but I couldn't. I live with my brother at the moment, and my son. If I was trying to do something like that online, my son just wouldn't have it. He'd be just
out climbing child all over you.
Yeah, which is fine. So it's just something that I accepted. But for ages, I was like, I really want to do it. Really want to do it. But actually, I turned my attentions elsewhere. Did so much learning. I've done this has been an incredible year for me.
Yeah.
It's weird to say, because on one side it's been horrific because of the pandemic. I think musicians and the whole of the arts, creative people, have been let down quite a lot, I think, by the government. There's been a little bit of help, but not enough. There's been lots of people left by the wayside. But also personally, the journey I've been on has been incredible. Like, I would not have got to this point, I don't think, in the way I have. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of trying to appreciate the positive as well as the
anywhere to be grateful for it. Like, I still makes me sad to think that it's Friday night. Well, it's not Friday night, it's Friday morning, but tonight would be Friday night on a Good Friday, top end of the bank holiday weekend. It's a long weekend. We've got bank holiday Monday on Monday.
So weird not gigging all weekend.
So many gigs would be lined up. If I look at my timeline from 2 years ago, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I'm like, oh, I've got 8 gigs this weekend because I'm an idiot and do ridiculous things like that. Like, oh, I've got so many gigs this weekend. And then to think that I've got this like expanse of a bank holiday weekend looking in front of me, I think, oh, I'm really blessed that I've been able to do that. And like you, the learning that you've been doing, the community that you've been creating, and the help that you've been giving people, when you find a channel for it, it really does make a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like I say, it's very strange. Not like there's so many things I feel like you miss out on when you miss out on as a performer, because you do miss things like a lot of Christmas celebrations and birthdays and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you stop getting invited to weddings.
Unless you're playing them. Can you come and play my wedding?
Yeah. I want to get drunk.
You do that as well. No. But I mean, I was in the Middle East on contract as well, and that was incredible. It was so easy as well because your stuff's all set up there, and every night you don't have to do any lugging or driving. Right. But being away from home, like well, you did it, didn't you? So
yeah, you
do feel sometimes you miss out on a lot, and everyone's like, yeah, but you're living an amazing life. Yes, but you miss that family connection and things. So even though we've not been able to see our families as much this year, having that time to spend with my son has been incredible.
Yeah. And that time to spend with yourself as well. I don't know about you, Jo, but I cannot wait. And whoever this person is, I hear that. Like, I can't wait to hear live music. Is it? Hi, Mum. I don't gig, but damn, I miss karaoke. Like, I get it.
I get nervous on karaoke.
I don't do karaoke. When I go and there's karaoke, everyone goes, "Oh, you should do it." I'm like, no, because then no one else will get up. They'll just stop it. No,
I'm like this. I don't want to do it. Maybe because I've not got bland.
Rachel, I would normally be at the Jazz Festival in Nantwich over Easter weekend. The atmosphere is also so good. We are so close, you guys. 21st of June, and we could start like getting into rooms with each other again. I'm so excited. Jo, my angel, we are running out of time for today. How do we follow you? How do we find out more about you?
Well, when I've reconnected my domain name to my bloody page, excuse my language, it'll be joellul.com or josephineellul.com. There's two. So you can find me on Facebook as well. I'll put all the links below.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been gorgeous to talk to you. I will see you in the Move B space, and thank you so much for being part of our community. You are incredible, and thank you for all of the work that you do. Jo Ellul, everybody.
Thank you very much.
What a gorgeous person. It is so interesting how your voice impacts everything. And it's interesting when we talk about having a voice, that I've done some learning this week. What have I done some learning this week? I've done some reflecting this week, that there are lots and lots and lots of things like awareness days. There are lots and lots of things that I would love or need to kind of keep my finger on the pulse of a little bit better. And I realized this week that I actually let one of my friends down on Wednesday. So Wednesday was Transvisibility Awareness Day, and my gorgeous friend Matty has created a podcast. He's a trans boy. He is only 16 years old. He's only recently come out, and he's created this podcast called Transcript. And I spoke to his mum. He's a dear friend of mine, the incredible Heidi Maver, like sort of later last week, to speak about him coming onto the show for us to share, his experience with the podcast. I was like, yeah. And then life got in the way. And then it made me realize that when it comes to things like awareness days, I need to be absolutely more on it. I need to be more thinking more about how do I share the microphone? How do I share the stage when I'm able to? So I wanted to make a bit of an apology, a lot of an apology to Matty for not sharing his podcast, especially on a day that we should be sharing the stage and we should be sharing the microphone. I completely dropped the ball, and that was completely my fault. However, what it really made me realize was that going forward, I'm going to try as best as I can to keep really aware of when these awareness days are going on far in the future, so that I can source some incredible guests for you and allow people to come and take the mic on those days and people to come and share the stage on those days to allow for visibility. But there's a bigger commitment that I'm making, and try to make all the time anyway. But still more work to be done on making sure that, you know, the show is diverse and making sure that the show is representative of as many different people as I could possibly get hold of, because it gets boring otherwise, for a start. And also to be raising up the voices of people who wouldn't, wrongly, who aren't normally, you know, raised up. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. Like today, for example, is Autism Awareness Day. And we found out very, very, very recently that actually Wallace, my partner, has autism. And we've been trying to work out why things are the way that they are, and understanding what our relationship looks like, and all of those sorts of things. And it's really interesting that, you know, autism in our house now has become more of a conversation. So it's been interesting, as I've reflected over the course of this week, that when we look at what awareness days are coming up, I want to try and be more proactive about, you know, bringing guests in that are from that particular area, or that maybe that group, to come in and have conversations and raise more awareness about those things. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that, that if any of you if you know of any really, you know, important awareness days that I might not be aware of coming up, please do let me know, so that I can try and make space into the lineup to make sure that we're sharing the microphone as much as possible. So sending huge love to everybody today, sending huge big hugs, and virtual hugs, of course, consensual virtual hugs, to all of you over the Easter weekend. I hope you have a glorious one. Please do go enjoy as much as you're able yourselves and your family. Go and celebrate them, and revel. This looks a bit strange. Look, the sun's like moved. I've got like a line going straight down my face. It looked like I was crying a tear of light before. But yeah, I really hope that you have an incredible Easter weekend. I will see you bright and breezy on Monday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. Make sure you get hold of your Be Inspired tickets over the weekend. I am not ashamed or sorry if I get into your inbox and I say, hey, have you got your Be Inspired ticket? I'm not saying it because I want to spam you. I'm saying it because I think you would benefit from it. I think it has the possibility to change your life. You saw Jojo yesterday on the show saying that just attending completely changed her life, and that is the potential for you guys too. Grab hold of your ticket. I love you. Have a phenomenal Easter weekend. I'm going to go and revel in the sunshine and buy essential curtains from Dunelm Mill. And I will see you all bright and breezy at 9:30 on Monday. Take care. Happy Easter, everyone.